monster, and today Grenwog has returned to Aq3d. Now, in order to craft these items for Grenwog, you need to go to Babylon and find Hooper in Yoger's Inn. So Hooper is going to tell you that he believes that there's a crazy big rabbit with boxing gloves out there. There is no monster, guys. Now, to craft these items, you're going to have to collect different Firezilla eggs that drop all over lore. So as you can see, I am actually wearing the entire set already, but I'm not wearing the hood. I'm wearing some rabbit ears. Now, this is the version with the wings, which are really popular, and this is the version with the cape. Now, the belt's a lot like the Mogomancer belt, but it's a little shorter than it. So different items actually require different types of eggs. So you're going to have to check, depending on which items you want, to know how many number of eggs. Now this is the version with the hood. And there are also 3 weapons. You have the slasher. So this is the slasher, and it is a sword. And then we have the chopper, and it is a pink axe, and most people don't really like the colors of these 2 items. And you have the smasher. Now these weapons actually come in 4 different levels, and each level you're going to have to trade up the one from the level before in order to do it, with the last level requiring the most number of eggs and the hardest, difficultest eggs to get. And then we have the ear and tail shop. Now the ears and tails come in 5 different colors, and they are very simple and easy to get, only requiring 1 of each type of certain eggs. So I'm not going to show you all the colors because you can just go ahead and check them out yourself. But you have the pinky ones, which are popular, and the Doom Bunny, which are the black ears. Now I did craft everything last year, so I'm going to share some tips and tricks I learned to do this a little bit faster. So we're going to first start out in Greenwood Forest. Now here we are after the Firezilla eggs. Now you can just attack the Firezilla here, but you're going to experience a little bit of an issue. People are hunting them like mad. Every time you go to hit one, somebody is going to beat you to it. See? Now, this can get really aggravating, and it actually is a slow way because they don't drop that well here. So what you want to do is actually go to the Firezilla Hunter Challenge. Now, in this challenge, you can just sit in one spot and you can clip off them with a ranged class, no problem. And you can get more Firezilla eggs this way, as well as the Mamazard egg. Now, just when you're in here, make sure that you're not standing near the light because you can accidentally exit. Now, from there, we're going to go to the Shadowzard eggs, and they're in the Shadow Realm. So you just hop over to the Shadow Realm. And yes, okay, you're going to get the same issue with you're going to have to fight with people for eggs. Now, the next one is also just out of Greenwood Forest. Now, we're going to Fort Sneed. So you just want to go to Fort Sneed, and you want to head all the way up to the top. So this is the Sneed Zard egg. It is actually dropped by the Zard that the king is riding here. Now, this boss actually respawns, so you can sit here and wait for him to respawn over and over to get an egg. Unfortunately, this is a very low drop egg, and you may actually be here for hours. So the next egg, we're also in Green Garden, we're heading to Barrel Point, and we're going to Barrel Point Drop. Now to activate the door, you just push this little icon on it. Now you want this to drop, you don't want the challenge. Now what you want here is the Frogvora egg. Now this is the best area. You just can sit around here, and there's a couple up top, and then there's a couple on the back side. The Alpha Maroon Zard egg is also in Green Guard Barrel Point. Now we're going to run the Snivel Wilds, and to make it easier, I'm going to run the Unscaled Private Dungeon. Only 2 instances actually contain Alpha Maroon Zards, and there's only 1 in each one. Now you're going to have to learn to recognize these instances because it will speed things up, this being the first one, and you may or may not get the drop. Now this is the second instance, and there's a cave a little bit further up. I find it's actually easy to do this with Warrior. Now my trick for this is to not actually run the entire dungeons. There's no need to do the last level at all. In fact, you don't even have to do the second level. You can just run up the dungeon. If you do not see one of these 2 instances, leave and restart it again. So the next place we're headed is to Heartwood, and we're going to Livingstone Caverns. But we're not staying in Livingstone Caverns, we're going to Livingstone Alcove. Now you can get 2 kinds of eggs here. And in the Silverstone mines, you can get the green Frogzard eggs. Now I'm just showing you that they are available here, although the Frogzard ate my head is a much better place to farm these. Now I'm going to actually head to Glowing Depths for the Cavezard egg. Now I'm going for a specific instance. Now you want to find this instance if you can. Now the Cavezards do spawn in every instance, but this instance is actually special. Because this one, you need to flip the switch to continue on. What happens is, all of the mobs just keep respawning. So you can come to this area right down here and just start killing away, and you can stay there and farm Cavezard eggs. Now for the Feral Frogzards, we're going to head to Darkovia. Now the quickest way to get to the Cave of the Cure is to go to Darkovia Castle Bridge and then just hop out and run over. Now I have another little quick trick to show you. Now in case you are not at the point where you have the Cave of the Cure unlocked, you can head to Death Portal. When you head to Death Portal, just hop up the labyrinth until you get to the Pickpocket Warren. Enter the Pickpocket's Warren, turn around and leave, and you are in the Cave of the Cure. So you want the dungeon on the right hand side, the Deep Claw Cavern. Now, Feral Frogzards only spawn in 2 instances in this dungeon, so you may or may not see them. Now my trick is, if I don't see them on the first time when I enter this dungeon, I turn around and leave. If I get them in the first level, then I finish that level and try the next one. If they're not there, then I turn around and leave. So the 4 remaining eggs are all in Ashfall, so we're going to start out at Ashfall Camp. Now we're just going to head up the ramp until we reach this little chain here. Then you just have to do a little parkour over to the Firezilla challenge. So when you enter this challenge, you're going to immediately be swarmed by a ton of little Firezards. The best way to deal with these is with a mob attack. I'm using Warrior Slam. Berserker also will work well. And then you just have to kill the Firezilla, and he may or may not drop the egg. It is not 100% drop. So I'm going to take you to the Upper Fire Fields. Now, in the Upper Fire Fields, you can collect both the Firezilla eggs and the Chorty egg. This is the only place you can get the Chorty egg, and he is the little gray Zard that you see here. And of course the Firezards are here, so they also drop the Firezard eggs. But it actually doesn't drop plentiful here. There is a better location for Firezard eggs. I'm going to just run down the ramp a bit and show you that there are several locations where you see a group of Firezards. Now you want to kill them several times, and eventually Chorty will spawn in these spots. Just run down the ramp and then back up again. So the last egg on the list is the Ambazard egg. Now to get this, you need to go to Mount Ashfall Camp. Now you want the Dragon Lair dungeon. Now you do not want to run the story. If you run the story ones, yes, the eggs do drop there, but you're going to have to do a lot of unnecessary levels. In the Dragon Lair dungeon, you're only going to have to run 1 level before you get to the level that you want. Travel forms can actually speed up things here, and this is the level you want. Now this is where you're going to get your Ambazard eggs, and because you're farming Ambazard eggs, this is also a great location to also get your Firezilla egg. Now usually there's a lot less Ambazards and a lot more Firezards, but the numbers just change depending on RNG. Again, you do not need to complete this dungeon. There are no more Zards, just leave. So that's all for this video. Thank you for joining me, and if you like my videos, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope my tips and tricks help speed up your fry for your eggs. Bye!